back to the room. I am your magical wizard, and as always, we are covering a new topic today, and that is the pen tool in Illustrator. Specifically, a beginner's tutorial to help build a foundation of confidence and base knowledge. So take a deep breath, because I left you timestamps below, and of course, some copy pasta notes. Copy paste notes. With that, let's begin. Illustrator is a vector-based editor that uses mathematical information to give continuous smoothing and retaining quality. Unlike Photoshop, which is a raster-based editor that primarily focuses on pixels. This is why Illustrator is perfect for logos, icons, illustrations, and more. It gives the users the precision and control to emphasize a deliberate design. With our oversimplified answer to what Illustrator is out of our way, we can now bring our focus to why you're here, and that's what is the pen tool? Where is it? And of course, how does it work? The pen tool is, again, the most powerful tool in Illustrator, allowing you to create custom shapes, freeform curves, and combination of fill and strokes with the width tool and the filling. You have endless combinations and capabilities to whatever your skills and imagination are limited to. Of course, where do you find this tool? It's on the toolbar, and it's usually located toward the top. However, again, for quick reference, click P on the keyboard. With all explanations out of the way, we can begin this tutorial, and if you want to follow along with the exact file I am using to explain how this works, please do so. Go to the description below, download the reference files, open up the Illustrator one, or create a new Illustrator file at 1100 by 1100 pixels by 300 DPI, which is usually the high resolution, and pick an image you want to follow along with. It'll be fun. With the reference file in mind, I want you to open it up and create a new layer by clicking the new layer button, double clicking the layer name itself, and that way you can rename it to outlines. Continuing, we need to position our image in the middle by using our Z for zoom and H for handle tool. Once we have it positioned about in the middle, we're going to select the P for pen tool, reselect the fill color as empty, and then we're going to select a vibrant outline because we want to be able to see what we are doing as we work. With that done, we're ready to make our first anchor point and find a good position. I'm going to start where the hairline meets the little floof part. Click, drag out, and then click and hold, and then drag again to create a Bezier curve. And congratulations, we made our first pen tool line. I'm going to continue with this line, and I'm going to click, hold, and drag out to create another curve, but then I'm going to click back on that same anchor point, and that way I create a hard edge. By creating that hard edge, it allows us to continue on making a new set of Bezier curves without disrupting the current pathway that we have. Once you finish your first line, you're going to want to press A on your keyboard to make the selection tool appear, and then click off to the side of the canvas to deselect the pathway. As we go into this next part, I want you to just watch real quick because I'm going to demonstrate what happens when you use too many anchor points and you're not properly matching up the Bezier curves. Now, this is project to project, and depending on how much detail you're trying to go for, this could change how you work. But overall, what you're going to want to do is use the least amount of anchor points because this will create the smoothest lines that are continuous for your project. Now that you've had a demonstration of what not to do, what you're going to do is create anchor points through your curvature about every 2/3 of the way of an angle. And you'll start to see where the angles change as you learn sketching and as you get the feel for the pen tool itself on where and how the curving works. I know this isn't a hard explanation and it's a little frustrating, but it's truly something that you pick up with experience, and it just gets better with practice, which is why we have so many curves on this drawing. And as we continue this tutorial, remember, you can edit your anchor points and the Bezier handles by pressing A on your keyboard or by clicking the white arrow. The black arrow is to select the entire line or shape that you've created, and A is to select individual parts of it. But also remember, P is for pen tool, H is for the hand to drag around your canvas, and Z is for zoom. And as we zoom through this process, I want you guys to focus on just outlining the hair, the face, and the lips and nose. Don't worry about a lot of the details such as the hands and the little eye dimples and stuff like that. Just focus on the broad areas. And as you notice on the nose and lips, I skip a lot of lines because they're not needed, because you can make a completed illusion of these parts with shading. A huge trick when working with an object like the coffee cup, which has a background object and a foreground object, is not to separate the lines, but to just make a whole line all the way through and then go back later and use layering to trick it out of the scene. As I previously stated earlier, the width tool goes hand in hand with the pen tool. This tool allows you to adjust width in different locations on your lines, and not just that, you're able to give it a dynamic feel in different areas by using different selection methods with this tool to give yourself the most control over your design possible. To select our width tool, you're going to want to hold Ctrl and press W on your keyboard, or Command W if you're on Mac. Once you've had the tool selected, head over to Align, click and hold onto the line and drag out. What you're going to end up doing is causing a width anchor point to be created on this line. It's separate from the anchor points that you created earlier and is only controlled with the width tool. If you want to add more anchor points, you just start adding them across the lines wherever you wish. And as you notice, it will automatically adjust the widths in between the two anchor points that you've created. Now, if you want to create different depth between one side or another, by holding Control or Command on Mac and you click and drag on one of the either side of the anchor point, you're able to adjust the width either on the inside or outside of the line. Now that you know how the width tool works with the pen tool, we're going to go through our outlines and give them different depths and adjust them as needed so they line up a little bit better. This is the part of the video where I'm going to suggest that you pause, take a break, and really get down and gritty with your width tool. Play with it, get the feel that you want, and once you have, come on back and continue through this part. What you're going to want to do is create a brand new layer, name it fill, and put it below your outlines, because now you're going to take your pen tool and we're going to create some custom shapes. Just as we made a bunch of lines earlier, this time we're going to go all the way around the hair and connect it back. This way we'll have a solid shape. And because our fill is going to be below our outline layer, we just got to get the general shape going. We don't have to worry too much about being exactly precise. And once we get it all the way around, what you're going to do is connect that last anchor point to the first anchor point that we created earlier. With our custom shape now completed, we just need to swap over the fill color, and now you can see the completed hair. Continuing through this, I want you to now draw the face shape in. Just get the general placement down. Don't really worry about being perfect. As long as the color is within the lines, everything should be fine. After the face shape is completed, what you're going to want to do is take the concept art layer, drag it on top of everything, and drop the opacity down to like 20 or 50%. Go back, lock the layer, and head back to your fill, because what we're going to do is now add a structure layer over the face, which is going to give us depth. Just a little note, while you're doing this, just follow the general face shape. You don't have to be perfect, just get the general feel for it. Use the nose and the lip lines to hide your mistakes, and this way you'll understand shadowing a little bit better in a 2D space as well. Let's review. First of all, we went over the pen tool, what it is, how you find it, and overall the function of it, along with the width tool. Now, I know you wanted to see some super secret method that works 100%, but there isn't. Everything to do with the pen tool is going to be exactly what we just went over. And the reason why I designed the tutorial the way I did is to encourage you to follow along as a guideline, not as some super awesome experiment where you go step 1, add this, step 2, add no. I want you to follow along as a guideline and get that hands-on experience that you desperately need. So that way you feel more comfortable using the tool and you're not so scared to experiment with it. So please stick with this. I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, but I believe in you and I can't wait to see what you do in the future with this new asset. All of this completed, I gotta say I've had a wonderful time making this video. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and if you made it this far in the video, comment below because I gotta see what you've made. If you used our reference file or not, I want to be tagged in Twitter and Instagram on what you created, what you designed. I want to see what different colors, methods you used, and of course, the different widths and possibly textures. You might have went a step further and added some texture. Either way, I want to see it. Hopefully, everything has gone smoothly. I hope you've learned something new. Drink some water, and as always, I have nothing else to say because I don't know what to say at the end of these videos anymore, but I guess, you know, our little mousy friend's A-okay. You know, you do squeak squeak.